Welcome back. So, the game says to go to Cassandra, but I have no idea where Cassandra is. And Patrick has just stopped following me for some reason. Okay, she's still over here. Alright, nowhere costume. We're good. Plain old Bob. There are still more story costumes to be had. Some of those might be unlocked by special things, though. I wouldn't be surprised.
SpongeBob SquarePants, this time you took things too far.
Well, well, well. His Royal Highness finally decided to show up.
Finally, indeed.
This snail oil saleswoman broke into my royal bath time chamber and stole my bubble soap. She never posed any real danger until your can-do attitude enabled her. Do you have any idea how much power she'll wield once she has enough jelly?
Silence! I am now the queen of the ocean, and with the power of the cosmic jelly, I will reshape the seas according to my wishes.
SpongeBob, I have tolerated your annoying little slip-ups for years now, but I have had it.
How are those dictionaries, by the way?
Because of you, I have been kidnapped, I had to relearn to speak, and my toilet is clogged with jelly. Enough is enough. You know what? It's not that bad. I'll just get the plunger.
You're going nowhere, my delicious little rage muffin. You have the perfect attitude to be my new pet.
Okay, you're getting weird now, Cass. Oh. You know what? Fine. Fine. You made good on the promise. Also, why is there a teleporting to a new place screen here? That's why.
This is it, Patrick. My wishes may have shaken up the world, but Cassandra's the one who's gone out of control. It's time to stop it for good and save our friends once and for all.
And look really cool while we do it.
Mm-hmm. This feels very Klonoa final bosses, actually. I don't think it's gonna be like that gameplay-wise, though. But yeah, okay.
Patrick, stay close to me.
We do get a Squidward boss now. You are not anywhere near me, Patrick. Where are you? Oh, here we go. This thing is really powerful, jeez.
Ouch! That actually hurt! Mind the giant painful tentacles?
And Squidward woke up on the wrong side of the rock.
Yeah, though, I do have to admit, try not to talk over people here, but, considering I always had a little bit of bad feelings about the Battle for New Bottom remake never actually incorporating the squid fight in reality. He was just kind of a set piece during the game's depressing little so-called multiplayer mode. Menacing laughter, thank you.
Pathetic.
But now,
Bikini Bottom deserves nothing less than destruction.
No, they're gonna ruin everything if we don't stop them.
this is some serious music, jeez.
Extra grumpy today.
Yeah, I can live with this. I might actually have to pick up this track later and just do it on its own. This is nice. But, then the final boss for this game is actually, in spirit, what they had promised to do. They kind of came back and did it here, as it's the final note here. Fine. If this game's gonna live in the shadow of Battle for New Bottom, I might as well do a cool job of it like that. That is a cool way of doing it.
One cosmic fish falling junk is another sponge's practical pile. Ah.
I'm a local hero. Not a very dramatic fight, admittedly. Kind of underwhelming, actually. Looked cool. For, well, a little bit for what little there was. Cool music, absolutely. It's something of a Squidward fight. I'll work with that.
Oh, Squidward, I'm so glad you're back to normal.
Yeah, what happened? And why does my mouth taste like jelly?
I have to hand it to you, Spongebob. Your quirky approach did what the Royal Guard failed to do. You apprehended Madame Cassandra. Of course, you also empowered her to nearly destroy us all. But that's jelly under the bridge now. As a reward for your outstanding bravery, I shall grant you one final wish, so make it count.
After today, there's only one thing I could wish for, and that is...
Oh, here it goes.
Fun! I wish we could do it all over again!
Narrative justification for gameplay. Woohoo! Lots of loading screens. Save Bikini Bottom! Finally! Check that off our list.
Attention! This just in!
Are you serious? Game! Am I allowed to play this? This song? Emotion tagging. Freaking. This song was not made for the show. This is actually a licensed song in its own right that just got used for pancakes. Fine. I will say that this game did at least as good at Bikini Bottom and like referencing lots of things in the show. They put authentic effort into that. I still have mixed feelings on a lot of this game because lots of things felt a little bit off, and that's how I felt throughout a lot of it, especially really early on. Lots of little things felt off, lots of things felt underwhelming, lots of things didn't make sense narratively, like we just know who to save in each place we go to, how, why, I don't know. Random voice clips, thank you. But, over time it won me over a bit because, I've said this a few times, when they did stuff that was new and original, what is this horizontal centering here? When they actually did their own thing, it usually worked. Sometimes it was, well, like I said, underwhelming and or awkward. But at the same time, I think there's some quotes there. The ones on the right are like neutral quotes. The ones on the left are smart quotes, but also not English smart quotes. But anyways, so maybe it's not all the things they did that they did themselves were great, but I think I'm also more forgiving of those things. When this game has so much stuff that's just lifted straight from Bikini Bottom. When it has so much from Bikini Bottom, it makes itself live in that game's shadow, and I don't think it's a wise idea to try to match that. Although, I will admit, like I just said, I think when it comes to referencing lots of stuff in the show, it may have actually done better in some cases. Although, it's a different flavor of it. It's kind of a more like pandering-y type of reference, but I generally take it like, is that what Sweet Victory here is? Yes. Do I mind? Maybe not. If you do a good job of it, it's forgivable. Although I did complain at one point that some of the dialogue, like the chocolate reference in Rock Bottom, felt a little... It felt like they were just quoting the scene line for line, at which point, well, sure. Instead of doing it in a more natural way, but I don't know. On the whole, it's a very authentic license game, I'll give you that. And it's an authentically pleasant one to play. Gameplay early on is not that fun. It's just kind of a more boring Bikini Bottom, maybe. It does still do lots of things that bug me, like saying, hey, this place you just completed, now you have to go back again and then get all these collectibles. Ugh. Well, let me find doing that the first time, collecting all those things. And likewise, I keep finding like little nooks and crannies in these levels that seem like they should have something in them, but they don't. Probably because they're gonna have stuff in them later. Now the collectibles have appeared. That bugs me. But oh well. But the movement and combat, once they started picking up the new gameplay mechanics, it was actually kind of fun. It was a new thing. It was its own thing. It was original, and it felt awesome just being able to move around the way you do. The mobility is actually really fun. Some of the air movement, I like that a lot. In fact, I would like to see it explored a little bit more. But what?
We interrupt whatever it is you're doing for a Bikini Bottom News special report.
Bikini Bottom is in disarray. Innocent citizens and beloved landmarks have disappeared into strange magical portals. Notorious residents Spongebob and Patrick are on the case.
More music, fantastic.
Will our heroes brave the many dangers of the fantastical wish worlds?
Look, man,
Will they rescue their friends and bring them home safely?
this is time for me to commentate.
Will fancy moves and even fancier costumes prevail? Can transformation save the nation? And will the chum bucket serve something edible for a change? Wait, was that last part really necessary? I repeat, this is a Bikini Bottom News special report.
That's interesting. I heard a few, like, pop-up sounds there.
Here's away, brave heroes. Bikini Bottom is counting on you. Ride the tide.
Let me talk.
Surf with birds. Take it up a notch.
Oh, come on.
Roll, roll, roll your rock.
Now you're just being ridiculous. Good?
Avoid
Nope.
troubles with bubbles.
I never had a game do this to me.
Like an eagle ray.
Okay.
Float like a jellyfish. Sting like a jellyfish.
Yeah, those are kind of the same thing in Spongebob, aren't they? Man, look at Carlos there.
Our top story tonight, SpongeBob and Patrick have saved Bikini Bottom once again. This after almost destroying Bikini Bottom once again.
Am I gonna have to say everything later?
Celebrations are in order. Everybody do the cosmic shake.
I guess so. That's fine. Who's Twitchy? I don't remember. Okay, are we good now? Maybe you are. But, where even was I? I don't know how you'd say this game stacks up to Bikini Bottom. This game did have some unique challenges in that, well, lots of places that Bikini Bottom already covered, like really well-known ones like Downtown or Jellyfish Fields.
Citizens have spoken. But
Alright.
wait, there's more.
What shall we do with the Drunken Sailor? Interrupting my train of thought, game. So, Bikini Bottom already did lots of places that were like the most obvious places to include in a game like this. And then this game had, naturally had to have those places again, but because it's already inviting so much comparison about Bikini Bottom, I think they felt obligated to change those places up somewhat, because otherwise, well, it'd just be a rehash? Oh, okay. Now just a blitz of songs from a bunch of things. The film, why not? But, it's the first film of all things, specifically. Yeah, I do wonder how many of the references were specifically aimed at their earlier show, but again, if it has the same audience roughly as Bikini Bottom, maybe that's why. But, man, this is really loud. What was I trying to say? But so maybe that was part of why they had all these themed versions of all these places. But I really liked that the one place that, well, kind of one place that was at least of any consequence. Because the sulfur whatever was not really... It was just a background more than anything. This is a lot of voice actors, by the way. But, that might be why they felt obligated to put themes on everything. But the one I liked the most was the one that was Glover. They didn't have a theme, it was just Glover. But, of course, I understand they couldn't just go back and do the same places again. Unless the game wasn't just making itself so similar to Bikini Bottom to begin with, in which case I think it would be fine to redo those same areas, but in a new way. But instead they reuse set pieces from the remake they made of that game. Oh well. So this game to me is in an awkward place. I think especially I'm a little bit less forgiving than most people when it comes to reusing assets, especially when they're assets that weren't made by the studio that's using them. Here it's a weird case because they did, strictly speaking, make them, but they made them in direct imitation of the original Heavy Iron Bikini Bottom, so I don't know. I keep recognizing them everywhere when this is supposed to count its own game, and I don't know, it's strange. So, I feel like this game has more I think it falls flat in more places than Battle for Call did. I keep mentioning like sometimes the music doesn't seem quite right, or lots of other things don't seem quite right. Lots of things felt off. But it has enough things that are new, that stand on their own, that are legitimately interesting, that I think justifies paying attention to this game. It's definitely a game that had effort put into it, especially the rest of the show. And it definitely does that. This is probably the single SpongeBob game I think I'd say that did the best job of just having lots of references to the show and whatnot, and fairly naturally incorporating stuff from the show. Including some pretty interesting occasions, like managing to work in Dungeons & Dragons, essentially. That one I liked. Even though I thought the supposed location that was based on Bikini Bottom was kind of whatever, because it wasn't really incorporated in any meaningful way other than being in the background. Despite that, I think that area, the middle area, worked just fine because it was still a reference to something from the show. They're just playing completely random music. Random production music from the show. So more to do in the game, though, of course, so I'll have to get on that. This, I think, is going to be the last episode for this recording session for me, so I'll get back to that in a week. At least from my perspective. What else? Well, there's still more to do in this game, so it feels kind of weird to like give a final opinion on it, but those are the thoughts I've had in my head this whole time. They definitely evolved over time as the gameplay got better and whatnot. But yeah, this game stands out in some ways. It's worth looking at if you like a SpongeBob game. It's a good licensed game. It's a decent game in its own right, too. Just as a game. Not a fantastic game, but good. And a very good licensed game. I still wish it went out to do more of its own thing than imitating Battle for Bikini Bottom in so many ways. Like, the Tikis, really? That's lifted straight from the original to where... Did they even explain what the different Tikis did in this game? I don't think they did. I could be wrong. Thanks. Oh well. But maybe they won't be able to do as much stuff as they did in this game if they had to spend more time making more assets themselves as opposed to reusing assets from before. I don't know.
A few seconds later.
I haven't seen this loading screen in a long time. That's the nice thing. That's a really cool loading screen to have. I'm surprised I didn't use more. I completely forgot that was in the game. But yeah, that's a really nice natural reference to the show. Some little quirks like that are awesome. Still plenty to explore. Costumes, complete awards. I guess that just means get the achievement things. Now you can redo bosses. Do more exploring. I did plenty of that, but complete challenges and do stuff for people who want you to do things for them. So is the game still... Yeah, the world's still all messed up, so I ought to restart the game at some point and see how much exploration you can do, actually, prior to everything going crazy. So is everybody seeing new things? I'll have to see this next time. I'm not going to explore everything right now. Huh. Yeah, so it's actually just like right before the final boss, I guess. Can I redo the proper final boss? Maybe not. Someone probably has stuff for me to do in Jelly Glove World now, too. Probably the Sulfur Fields, too. I haven't got any stuff to do there. Yeah, so we'll go around, talk to everyone, and all that. In fact, the game says they want me to do something over there right now, don't they? So I need a... Oh, I never got that sticky note over there. Whoops. Hold on. There's nothing the game's gonna do to, like, get in my way if I do this, am I? Is there?
Well, if it isn't SpongeBob and Patrick.
Hold on, I'm not gonna... Like I was saying, this game does have some, rough edges sometimes. But, as I was saying, I actually forgot earlier to pick up this, the sticky note. But never mind. No, I didn't. I picked it up with only SpongeBob. I thought, oh hey, SpongeBob actually had something unique to say there. Never mind. Oh, Gary just doesn't even get fixed. Gary never even got returned to normal on screen. That's strange. Yeah, so Gary just stays this way. That's kind of weird. Yeah, you do drop the pizza. Odd, but okay. But yeah, we'll figure out everything next time. There's more stuff to do, and we'll do it all. I will, by most metrics, I think 100% the game. I don't know if I'll go for, say, the all the awards or whatever, but how much stuff have I not done? Okay, so some of these are... Wait, how do I redo that fight, though? Interesting. I might not mind doing these. Did I just... Yeah, I just did that. Wait, no. Okay, define clear? Maybe if I talk to Cassandra still out there? No. How do I do the final boss again? I'll probably find it somewhere. And there's an achievement for it, so presumably I have a way of doing it again. I'm guessing that's what the want to see me do it again thing is for. Is it saying, I guess 100% the game and then do the final boss again. Essentially. Oh, 6 at a time. Huh. Okay, that's a random one. A big jelly. What's a big jelly? Oh, that guy. Okay. Ugh. Yeah, I don't know if I'll go for all these things. That's not catching it. It's a little bit more violent than that. There's an... Oh yeah, I never found the secret spatula, did I, in the one place? For all the time I wasted messing around, I never found a golden spatula, I don't think, in Glove World. That's weird. I wonder what you get for doing that, if anything. Wow. Literally 99. Hold on. Thank you. Okay, that's the start. 14 hours in. Now then. And there's, of course, all these things to pick up. No idea how you get these. It's interesting. Presumably these are for different amounts of completion or something. Maybe one for completing all the levels, maybe one for getting all the awards or something, we'll see. Still 2 more tiers of these things. It's because I'll have to go back through all the levels and do all these things. Plankton the patty stealers. And we'll start playing around with these things. These other outfits, now that we can do so. Okay. Although we never really had much time to wear this one. There you go. Okay. Anyways, like I was saying, I'll be back. We'll do everything again. And we'll probably... I might at least try to get all the awards too. So I'll still roughly 100% this game. It's a game that's at least fun enough to be worth doing that for. That probably means a lot in its own right, doesn't it? Actually, so I never did figure out how to,
This is amazing. I can trick or treat every day of the year now.
Ah, I see. We can use the reef floor to do that. Okay, we'll do all that stuff next time, though. Bye, everyone.